What's going on, everybody? LV pisses everybody off in Pittsburgh. The Jets, Matthew Perreault will be probably miss the rest of the season. And Eric Desjardins, he said he'd rather be a flyer than a half. Go figure. I wouldn't want to be with those wimps, too.
All the things were starting to match. Simple reasons, complications. Something starts to go wrong.
What's going on, everybody? It's the Crazy Tommy C. Hey, nobody in my crease. Defensemen are doing the job. They're knocking it out. They're keeping everybody out. I'm in the crease by myself. Big shout out then to one Chicago dead on Dave. Dave plays in pain. Not joking around. Dave's got some combat injuries, to put it mildly, based on the Iraq War, that prevents him from probably making every show. But let me tell you something. The guy plays hurt, and I'm not kidding, as much as he possibly can. And plus, he's got his own channel. He wants to promote his own stuff. So I imagine he wants to focus that energy here. But for me to do you, Dave, I'm going to do the best I can without you. Talking about the night in the National Hockey League. Yes. You want to hear my George Takei? Yes. Nah. Hi, I'm George Takei. Yeah, I don't have my buddy here. So you're going to have to tolerate me. I'll be happy to take your calls after I go on my opening sort of Jersey Tommy monologue. And we'll get your calls taken. I do want to say something, because I got a message. I got a message from one of the callers, and he wasn't happy that I hung up on him. And I got to be honest with you. I'm not offended or angry by the message or anything like that. And I don't want to sound like I'm some kind of friggin' big shot, because I'm not. But here's the thing. Sports radio usually works. You don't usually get to say goodbye. I called WFAN in New York growing up, and it's you ask a question and you get going. Now, I don't always like to do that. I don't think that's necessary all the time. And I do like to say goodbye. I like it to be like a normal phone call. But because of other callers, because of other people coming in, I like to move it along. And we also did an hour, and this is technically supposed to be a half-an-hour show. I'm supposed to be knocked out the stuff and move on. But a lot of stuff's been going on, so we try to give you the most we can. So please don't be offended, and I'll always say goodbye. Actually, you know, maybe you shouldn't be offended. I mean, look who you're listening to me. I'm the biggest obnoxious jerk on YouTube talking about hockey. I mean, you're you're dealing with the wrong guy. But I do try to get everything, and don't think for a second, not a minute, not a millisecond, that I don't appreciate everything. Just to let everybody know, I got my first YouTube check for 3 years worth of work. Finally, I got involved. I actually been doing it for free for a while, and they gave me some back payments. This show and Shot from the Point live on Sundays 3 p.m. is paying for the phone calls. So, you know, I do have to move it along. I have to keep other listeners in mind, and I appreciate it. I can be brass and what have you, but just because I hang up, blow you up, doesn't mean I hate you. Doesn't mean I hate you. It means I love you. It means I love you to death. So please put up with me as best you can, and don't even think for a second that I don't appreciate everything from the people in the chat to the caller. So let me get in to last night's game. I thought obviously the most interesting game. I happen to be up. I got sleeping issues here in Europe. So I'm watching Ovi and the Pens, and I got to be honest with you, perfectly honest with you, looking at the box score, it was a pretty normal game, sort of a bit of a defensive battle. Not very exciting. Not very exciting at all. But what ended up happening in the third period, that changed dramatically. Pens and Caps are tied in the third period, and about let's see, I'm saying I'm trying to get my head around it. I think what happened was, and Ovi was trying to sort of play the puck. There was a tie-up with Kris Letang, defenseman Kris Letang, who's had a horrible luck with everything from Zach Ronaldo to strokes last year. I mean, my best goes out to Kris Letang because, I mean, he really is a rock, and I really felt awful. Ovi took an extremely irresponsible swing. Hit Letang in the skates. That caused a fall, and he went very awkwardly in the boards, and that infuriated the Pittsburgh bench, the coach, and, of course, there was no penalty called. It's Alexander Ovechkin. I do honestly believe that the refs missed it. It happened in a flash. But I haven't been hearing much talk about suspension. And in the early 90s, there was sort of the effort that you see with headshots now. You saw a lot of a similar effort towards stick swinging. And I think that's kind of, for slashing, that's kind of taken a back seat considering a lot of the discoveries about concussions in recent years. And I don't think it should be that way. You can mess somebody up swinging the stick. And Ovi should get 1 or 2 games for this stick swing. Was it deliberate? Well, I got to be perfectly honest with you. Most stuff isn't deliberate. But you're responsible for your stick. You're responsible for your body. And we see guys get suspended all the time that aren't intended to be, that simply, I mean, it's like Down on Dave says, it's a bang-bang game. It's a bang-bang game. So, I mean, we see this all the time. All the time. And that we could, guys go in intending to do one thing and something horrible happens. Very violent game, inherently violent game. Predictably, the Pittsburgh fans were furious, and shortly afterwards, Steve Downey took a penalty on Woodbridge, New Jersey. John Carlson grew up in Woodbridge, or actually Colonia. That's where I'm from, by the way. There was a roughing penalty against him. I thought that somebody was saying there was a headbutt. I didn't quite catch that. But as soon as you know it, with the revenge that was the Pens collectively were going after Ovi to try to sucker him in. Ovi didn't bite, and he kind of stood up and skated away, kind of cowardly after you see a swing like that. Kind of bothered me. But, I mean, that's the way Ovi plays. He's not supposed to be fighting. And the Pens found themselves in the penalty box. I got to be honest with you. That crowd was so hot. That bench was so hot. They were so making no apologies. They weren't being subtle. The Pens were going after Ovi. They wanted blood. There was no secret to be had. I think the refs blew it. They lost control of the game. Very sad there. And, like, I was thinking to myself, I mean, the crowd was so hot. There was some stuff tossed on the ice. I didn't see it, but I was told. I was actually doing something here for the show. And I actually thought for a second, if Ovi scores in his power play, which he got very close, he got very close. He got right up to the right circle and lined up, like we all know he can and does. And I thought for a second, boy, if there was ever going to be a riot in hockey, if Ovi scores, that's going to be it. Of course, that didn't end up happening. A lot more pushing and shoving. The Penguins could not collect themselves. The revenge did them absolutely no good whatsoever. At one point, Kris Letang, with about 5 minutes to go, finds himself slashing against hit for slashing against Marcus Johansson. He goes in the box, and lo and behold, Joel Ward at 15:47 puts the game away with a nice pass from Nicholas Backstrom to end it. And, shortly afterwards, you got an empty netter. Here's the things that I'm taking away from this. And it to me, it's less interesting that Ovi didn't get a penalty, probably won't be suspended, as much as it is, this is the second time that Kris Letang has been injured. The Pittsburgh bench has been hot, and they didn't win. It's really interesting, and Crosby was also nowhere to be found in the better part of this game as well. He's not on the scoreboard at all. Apparently, he's doing his best playoff Rick Nash. And I notice this a lot. The way I see to beat the Penguins is if you get a Claude Lemieux type to get under somebody's skin. Oh, maybe somebody's willing to take a risk and do a dirty play. You can beat the Pittsburgh Penguins. They do not respond well when they're angry. Some teams do, some individuals do, some don't. Pittsburgh is not that type of team. And I think you saw it a little in the Boston series in 2013. You can kind of upend the Pittsburgh Penguins and beat them by doing stuff like this, which is they have to find a way to respond to this. Now, look, I'll be perfectly honest with you. I'm not against revenge, but you probably got to do a little better than that. And I'm also not against maybe taking a risky penalty to let the bench know that the slash was out of line, especially if the referees are blowing it like they are. I'm not got a problem with it. It's dangerous, but I don't got a problem with it. But what concerns me more is the Pittsburgh Penguins. They do not respond to on-ice adversity very well. As for Ovi, he's probably going to get it with this. I truly think he should be suspended. There's been absolutely no mention of this. He would have been suspended had this been 1993 or 1994. It certainly isn't, and he won't be. Again, I don't think it was deliberate, but you're responsible for your stick. You're responsible for, so as Zach Ronaldo's responsible for his body. So that's the way I feel about that. Pittsburgh doesn't show me much when the chips are down. Pittsburgh doesn't show me much when the pressure's on. Don't expect them to really be much of a threat in the playoffs. And I expect them to lose in the playoffs in one of the 3 rounds, embarrassingly, like they have for the last 3 years. 4 years, really. When did they win? 09? I think I was in Iraq. No, it was the year after I got back from Iraq. 718-395-7660, 718-395-7660, or you're more than welcome to Skype us at Shot from the Point. And I'd like to hear from you and all your opinions. Of course, there's other sad news. Matthew Penrose, Winnipeg Jets, he could be missed the rest of the regular season. Jets coach Paul Maurice announced Wednesday that Penrose, maybe Frenchy Ben's got to call me again in to teach me some French. So I'm going to pronounce that better. I want to pronounce it like really, really heavy French, like Penrose. Help me out with that, Frenchy Ben. He has a significant lower body injury. I just love that. Lower body, upper body injury is just like whatever it has to be. It's just too funny to me. That's worth talking about. Eric Desjardins, he sees himself as a Flyer. Mr. Gwynn in South Jersey, he probably feels the same way. I wouldn't want to be one of those sissy Habs. I can't believe he said that. To be French Canadian, not want to be a Hab. I can't imagine it personally. As much as I dump on the Habs, I mean, they do have a great, fantastic history. Rumors of Louis Anderson and Dennis Seidenberg, the great German. I think he's from Schwarzwald, Black Forest, as far as I know. Preparing to be traded. I wonder what they're going to look for. I don't even know if that's a good idea. What do you think, Roy from Florida? Dennis Seidenberg? Leaving? Louis Anderson, Louis Erickson, I say. What do you think of that?
The whole team, everything's messed up, man.
You want to dump?
Age has caught up to us.
I think it's motivation. Age, I'm sure, is a factor, but not as much as a factor you think. I honestly believe the Boston Bruins, it's almost like they have like that Detroititis or one of those. I think Chicago's going through it to a certain extent. Like they're so used to kind of being on top of the Eastern Conference that it's just tough to motivate them. If they don't make the playoffs, I totally agree with you, but I don't feel like this team's dead yet. I think it's up to the coaching staff and maybe some players to get some other players to get into it.
At this point, Florida's going to pass us. We're just 2 points now. Florida's going to pass us. Florida's going to get lucky somewhere.
The Boston Bruins should surpass the Florida Panthers. Florida will drop a few games here and there. They will. I know they're playing well and they're trying like hell. They simply don't have the talent. I really do believe this is a motivation problem on the Boston bench. I do. Yeah. I mean, I do. They played well midway through the season, especially after.
Last year we were in the number 1 spot.
Just about that. We're fighting with Montreal Canadiens. Yeah. So I really look. A year can make.
I don't consider them so.
I've never even heard you say the word Hab. To be honest with you, Is there any other
No.
team that you like besides the Boston Bruins?
Chicago Blackhawks, Detroit Red Wings.
What about the Rangers?
No. I just don't.
Because you're an
I
old
don't-
fly. You're an old Boston fan, so you still hate the Rangers.
Right,
But
right.
I really.
I was sitting on the bench when Bobby Orr was taking shots.
How old are you, Roy? If you don't mind me asking.
42.
You're 42?
Yeah.
Well, you were a baby when that happened, then, because you're only a few years older than me. Like, shit, you're only 4 years older than me.
Right.
Yeah.
Tommy,
but-
how about me being your wingman on the show?
I want to go to bed tonight in the next 15 minutes, so I don't think that's gonna happen, bud.
Oh, I don't mean tonight. I mean in the future. How
In the
can
future, I got a full lineup, Roy. I got everybody.
I thought at the beginning of the show you were looking for somebody.
No.
Dave-
I'm not looking for somebody. I'm very comfortable with Dave, and it's also I kind of like doing solo shows because they're more difficult and more challenging. But I do like when you call in, buddy.
I wish I could just sit there and then every time when you come to me, all I say is Bruins.
Yeah. That's kind of the problem, Roy. But I'll tell you what, we are working on the game this summer. We're gonna pick fans, people that really put a lot into the show and call it and support it, and we're gonna do a whole thing with getting the fans in and try to give away prizes and all that good stuff. All right, buddy?
Really, you're gonna do that, huh?
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
I can't find the freaking thing with the T-shirts. That link, that Zazzle, I still have not found Shot from the Point T-shirt.
No, it's is that spelled wrong? I've been funny. It's zazzle.com/pointman. I'll send you the link, bud. It works. Trust me.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not real happy with that site. I'll be perfectly honest with you. It's really cool because you can get more than Dave Rose got it to me. It's really cool because you get more stuff like other than T-shirts, but it's a little pricey, and I'm still learning the ropes of trying to make money on the internet thing. I'm kind of in the infancy stages.
I know a company that can put your name on anything.
Yeah, but how much money am I gonna make? That's what I want. That's what I want to know.
I don't know. But they'll do it on a coffee mug, golf balls.
I got that now. I got all that stuff now. I got this show. I got everything. You see. Hey, Roy, I got to get some of the other callers. I'll talk to you later.
All
bud.
right, yeah.
Take care. All right, that's Roy from Florida. Big Boston Bruins fan. 718-395-7660. Love to hear from you. Actually, I want to hear what's going on in Canada with the Penrose thing. But the Jets couldn't get more unlucky. They had that problem with Evander Kane. Now they lose their premier player. Jets don't have the luck bouncing their way. And I do mean that. I do think the Boston Bruins very well should be in the playoffs. I don't think there's any reason. I don't think there's absolutely any reason why they shouldn't be in the playoffs. Patrick Wynn from South Jersey. Last night was a rough night for you, sir.
Yes, it was. They dominated us the first period. We dominated them the second period, and then they dominated us the third period. It was just a weird game.
I didn't get to check out that game. I'll be perfectly honest with you. I just kind of set the scores. I just sort of set the scores, and I checked all that stuff out. Was it a chippy game? Was there a lot of pushing and shoving and things of that nature?
Really.
Not really?
Maybe towards the end it was.
Or, yeah, but once it got 5-2.
And I had to listen. I went to work, so I had to listen to the game on my radio app. So
Yeah, okay. I don't know, but I mean, if they are kind of like they're one of the hotter teams in the NHL. I mean, in recent weeks, but I don't have enough faith in the Flyers. I don't think they have the defensemen.
I do. I mean, this is just a little setback. Six points out with 25 to play. So I mean, it's just a little setback.
Here's the thing: I see them going on a losing streak, like
I
dropping
just-
5 or 6.
I
in
just
a row.
hope that they don't.
Oh, me too. I'm not. Look, I'm not trying to. I don't see them going. The Flyers don't scare me like they did at one time. And I think if they got a little more grit, maybe some more specialized defensive defensemen, more contributions from maybe an offensive defenseman of some kind, and you're missing Tiemann a lot, but it's not like you're making the playoffs with him either. And
He's hoping to
Claude
come
Giroux
back
is streaky. He's like a lot of goal scorers. He's very streaky.
Got a question for you.
Sure, go ahead.
Do you remember a player back in the mid '90s that played for the Flyers, but he was mainly the Phantoms? Frank the Animal Bialois.
He played for. He didn't. What did he play in the Flyers? Did he ever come up?
No, not really. He was like a goon in the AHL.
No. I wish I got to watch more. If I had time, I would watch more minor league.
He did have a cup of coffee with the Leafs back in the early '90s.
Oh, okay, all right. So what's the deal with him? Tell me the story.
I work at the Home Depot, and I live in Millville, New Jersey, and I work at the Vinyl one. He got arrested at my store.
For what?
Shoplifting.
Oh, Jesus. Shoplifting. Played hockey.
He shoplifting a $54 dimmer for a light switch.
Well, when you're dumping it all in painkillers, it's probably tough to pay the bills. What can I tell you, man?
Can you blame Eric Desjardins wanting to say he was a Flyer?
No, not at all. Absolutely not at all. Eric Desjardins. I gotta be honest with you. Thanks for your call, Pat. Appreciate it. And coming out from Montreal, Quebec, Frenchie Ben. What do you think about Desjardins stabbing your team in the back and saying that he'd rather be a Philadelphia Flyer?
Before we talked about Desjardins, because I'm going to answer, I want to give a big shout-out to everybody in the chat.
Yeah. Thanks.
A big shout-out to Dead on Dave.
Yeah, he's not feeling too well. I don't even know that he made a video
he has a copious amount of toughness.
Yes, he sure does. He's like he said, he's hurt real bad, and he's never bitched to me about the military one day, which I would have, believed me, because I'm not that tough. But this is gonna happen time to time with Dave, and I got to be honest with you. This is the longest period of time that it happened. He went to that Fasching parade with his kid, which is essentially sort of like a Halloween, but in Germany. It's too hard to explain. It's you know what? Carnival. That's what it is. I'm sure you know.
But I listened to his video about the Fasching thing.
Oh, you saw the Fasching video?
Yeah, I did, and I never thought Pikachu and a cow could give birth to such a cute human child.
I'm sure he's going to be happy to hear that.
But do you know that I don't remember what Fasching means, but
it's Carnival.
You know that,
Carnival. That's really the translation. I guess the French translation. Okay. It's Carnival.
Because there's a young and coming talent in Buffalo named Hudson Fasching.
Hudson? Is he of the dramatic persuasion?
What do you mean about that?
Is he like German, Austrian, or Swiss?
That I don't know. I know he comes from Minnesota, and he plays for the university there.
Spell that.
And if you want to talk about Desjardins,
yes, I do. But I want you to send me that name because it's funny, and we got to put that on the list.
It's Hudson Fasching.
Spell it. Well, you're afraid to spell in English, aren't you?
Sometimes.
Yeah, okay. It's all right. I understand. I understand second languages. I speak piss poor German. My Deutsch is nicht so good. Entschuldigung, es tut mir leid. All right. What do you think about Desjardins stabbing your team in the back and saying he'd rather be a Flyer? Unbelievable, right?
No, coming from that guy, I'm not surprised.
Really? Why? Was he not well received over there? I remember him being a very significant player on that team.
Yeah, he has been in the two teams, so that's why. I don't know. Right. I think he played more in Philadelphia, but he had a great game in the finals against LA in '93 with 3 goals.
Yeah, that's right. And then he also played in the '86 team as well, correct?
I don't think so.
No, he said he didn't play. So he played on he played in '93 team. Well, he would have been. Yeah, that's right.
'93, yeah.
He played in '93.
Yeah, and he was a significant player. He was traded to Philadelphia with Leclerc against Recchi.
Oh, that's right. Well, John,
I liked Recchi, but it was a bad trade for Montreal.
It just
overall.
didn't. That trade didn't work that well for you guys. But Mark Recchi was a tremendous hockey player. He didn't retire that long ago.
I love the guy.
Yeah, he was a great guy.
Great player.
I don't think he's a good fit. And then Philadelphia ended up getting him back. He made 2 or 3 trips to Philly, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think.
But
I'm not quite sure that Leclerc would have got the same career in Montreal.
No, They would have never let him do the things. Look, they don't let power forwards be power forwards in Montreal. It's just not the way they do things.
Yeah, but he wasn't in Montreal too long, and he was still young. But playing with Lindros gave him big confidence.
That's true. And he also, he was the scariest power forward in the league for a very, very long time. Playing with Lindros, yes, but I think honestly, certainly he needed a good center to play with. But I don't know that I really think it was coaching and knowing where to put him and giving him the confidence, because he was a brutal power forward. And don't forget this, he scored a lot of goals. Lindros was not there. He had injury problems his entire career. It was too bad that he wasn't actually able to finish a job in Philadelphia. But I got to be honest with you, the way I feel about Sidney Crosby is the exact same way that I feel about Sidney Crosby now. I absolutely hated it. All right, buddy. I'm going to take one last call.
Hey, before I leave, Tommy.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, Frank the Prank.
Yeah.
If you call again using the N-word, I will put you in Rusev's accolade. Ciao.
Frank the Prank got in trouble. Deb, in Texas, how are you?
I'm doing ecstatic.
Why?
What the hell was up with Dallas last night? I was so surprised.
Yeah, me too. I said they were going to get pounded.
Me too.
Yeah, I figured that was it. Well, Jamie Benn, he's one of the more talented guys in the league. He really showed me something yesterday. Maybe they're not out of it. I can't imagine Ben can hold the team on his back, but he gets his. I think that was his first career hat trick, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah, he finally got his first hat trick.
Yes, first career hat trick. Look, this guy. Look, here's the thing, and it was like that last year as well. Jamie Benn is, the Dallas Stars are really maybe a piece or two away from being a dominant team. They have two disadvantages. They play in a very deep conference, and they're very, very young. But I got to be honest with you, the Dallas Stars have gone from like total zeros. They have never recovered from Sergei Zubov leaving that team. They have never recovered from it. One of the most underrated defensemen of all time. And I know how good he was because he was only in his second year for the New York Rangers when he won the Stanley Cup. One of the first Russians to actually have his name on the Stanley Cup. That team never recovered from losing Zubov. Never. And we have this. You had this gift from Boston in Taylor Seguin. And Jamie Benn's developing. I mean, this could be the next Tays and Kane, what you're seeing down there. But they have to build around these kids.
Boston is trying now.
Yeah. But I tell you something, they're just about to dump Louis Eriksson. And boy, it's just the most insane trade ever. And the best thing about it, they had an episode called Behind the B. And I
watched that.
Yeah, and
gosh,
wasn't it the strangest thing ever? We're like, it was bizarre. They were just like, Tyler don't fit here anymore. Yeah, we all agree. We traded him. Like it just seemed like there was no thought put into it whatsoever. Tyler don't fit in here anymore. He won a cup with you guys. It's good for 30, 25 goals.
Wasn't he like the only single guy on that team for a while?
So
he had no one to like hang out with or whatever.
I tell you something, Deb. You know what? My wife would say something like that because women look at things differently. I don't care what anybody says, but that's good thinking. Yeah, he's the only single guy in a team, so he's probably running around like a dope, and it may have been affecting the other players. And I know from being in sort of an army situation, it's kind of better if all the guys are married as far as camaraderie is concerned, because you don't have to sit around waiting for the one dope in your unit to recover from his hangover the night before. So, maybe that was it. Maybe he was too wild, and he got in trouble for homophobic comments as soon as he got to Texas. They warned. He was just quoting a movie, but yeah.
Well, I wasn't offended by that. I knew he was quoting a movie.
Yeah, I know. So did everybody else, except the lunatics that want to, control speech and get uptight about everything. Nobody got offended. Nobody got hurt. Nobody lost their job. Nobody lost their job. If somebody lost their job off of his tweet, I think I would have been really outraged too. But yeah, maybe that's it. But I think as soon as Seguin left, a lot like John Leclerc, Although I think Sagan is probably a more talented player. He showed that not only is he a premier forward, he might be one of the best players in the league. He is one of the big stars. He is going to be the face of this league, or at least he's teasing everybody right now to show that he may be the face of this hockey team and this hockey league. So I think that's what you got.
Oh, yeah, they're never trading him.
Oh, he's the franchise player. He's established it immediately. Yeah. He would probably have been racing with Ovi and Nash right now for the title. But one of those guys, one of those guys is entering his 30s. The other guy is 30. So yeah, he could be the face of the National Hockey League, not just the Dallas Stars. They have a great future ahead of them, whether they make the playoffs or not. They have a lot of heart. They need a good general manager to build this team. They need good scouting, and they need that groundwork to those guys that can kind of look at things and identify what lines are going to work where. But the main pieces are there. You got Jordan. You're looking for your Pippen. And then your Rodman, to make it in basketball terms. Really. I really think that. I really believe that. They're going to be a very dangerous team in the future.
Jim Bell has been phenomenal so far.
Who? Jim who? Excuse me?
Jim Neal, the GM.
Yes. And these guys were dead last just 3 years ago. They wiped the slate clean. They got a good new uniform, which I think makes a statement. Some people might think it's crazy, but I do think that has a mental impact on the team. Wiping the slate clean. Steal Sagan from Dallas, and then, we got a new team. Good call, Deb, but my wife wants me to go to bed.
Okay.
She's longing for me.
Okay, well, that's just what I wanted to say.
I'm a wonderful man. Look at me.
Tommy.
Look what I do. I do this show. I help minorities with hockey. I say nice things to beautiful women. And look, you know what? I deserve some kind of award, I think. What do you think?
Humanitarian award goes
Yes!
to...
Humanitarian award. What's so ridiculous about that? I bring people together. I bring them the great sport of hockey. All right, Deb, I got to call this and say goodbye, but thank you very much for calling.
Okay.
Thank everybody. Take care. Thank everybody for calling. Roy in Florida, Frenchie Ben. Thanks, Dave Rose, for taking care of the chat. I do appreciate that. It's hard for me to concentrate by myself as it is. And you keeping the chat stimulated is super duper fantastic. Sam, fantastic. Let's end this sucker. But let's actually open the damn thing for me so I can see, because I'm getting old and blind and shit. The New York Islanders do exactly what they thought they would. 4-1 over the Carolina Hurricanes. The Columbus Blue Jackets, they go in and they kind of handle the Philadelphia Flyers. They take that 5-2. The Capitals and Pittsburgh in a very controversial game, which saw Alex Ovechkin get away with a swing and a hack. They take that game with an empty net goal, 3-1 in Pittsburgh. The Connor McJesus sweepstakes, they come up short to the New Jersey Devils. Two laughing stock hockey teams, the New Jersey Devils and Connor McJesus. Devils edge them in the shootout. Florida Panthers. Is there anything funnier? I mean, it's a joke. It's a joke. Now, admittingly, Florida is a much better team than a lot of us gave us credit for. Eric Ekblad, or whatever his name is down there, I can't say that kid's name, is shown that he is definitely a force to be reckoned with in the future. But the Toronto thing is just ridiculous. And there's a fire sale going on there now, and I'm pretty sure... I expect when Kessel gets traded, that'll probably be one of our biggest hit shows of the year. If assuming they traded in a timely manner, which connects when people get home from work and are willing to turn this on. That's going to be a big thing for me. So, because that's who I think about. Me. I'm great, and I deserve a humanitarian award, just like Deb said. You heard it. She recommended it. Maybe you guys can put me in, let somebody know that's important. The Dallas Stars, they smash and crash the St. Louis Blues 4-1. Boy, I didn't call that one right, did I? I thought it was going to be like, well, I can't say that. What I want to say. Something to do with taking virginity. That's where I was going with the San Jose Sharks. Every time I turn around, they're losing a game, but they lose to the best team in hockey, the Nashville Predators. They take that 5-1 tonight in the National Hockey League, 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. The Montreal Canadiens take on the Ottawa Senators. They should take that, being first in the East. I think they're first in the East. 7:30 Eastern Standard Time, probably the match of the night. The Detroit Red Wings take on the Chicago Blackhawks. It's always nice to see the original 6 Blackhawks and the original 6 Detroit Red Wings get together. Even though there's no such thing as the original 6, I still think it's cool. 9:30 Eastern Standard Time, Minnesota North Stars. They take on very hot Calgary Flames team, Devin Dubnyk and the Calgary Flames. Johnny Hockey from New Jersey. Teams that need points and need them now. They want to go to the playoffs. 3 late-night games. The Boston Bruins take on the Edmonton Oilers. There you go, Roy. You'll win that game. I promise you. 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. The Los Angeles Kings, they're letting everybody know that they're not quite done yet. They're going to take on the team that teased everybody that they're not done yet, but they're done now. The Colorado Avalanche. The Tampa Bay Lightning will shock the feathers off the Ducks in Anaheim. How was that, Dave Rose? They will shock the feathers off the Ducks. That's what they'll do. 10 p.m. Eastern Standard. Muddy Punks. Tampa Bay. That's actually, so we had 2 quality games and possibly 3. That Minnesota Calgary game actually could be quite good because I mean they're fighting. I mean, it's go time. Nobody knows it. Maybe the players do. Not a lot of fans though. It's kind of a dead time of year. No, just basketball to compete with. And what happens is these guys, they get in there, they get tough, they know what's on the line, and they say, "Get out of my crease!" Boom. Oh, you're still here? Go away! Get out of my crease.